Maurice and welcome to Things Invest, where we talk about investing, finance, and professional developments. For today's video, it's entertainment purposes only. The investments I'm going to talk about today will be Ethereum, ticker ETH. As you know, Ethereum has been hovering around like the $2,800, $2,750 level for quite some time now, right? For the last couple of days. Ever since that drop during the weekend, right? And I can't believe it's a weekend already. It's on Thursday now. It's been about 5 days now. Ever since that drop about like the 1750 or around the $1,800 level, and then kind of hovering from there, went up to the 2,000 and subsequently rolled up to the $2,400 level. And ever since then, we kind of went up all the way to the first resistance level at 2,750, which is exactly where we're floating at right now, right? And it's kind of consolidated sideways right now. So I'm going to go through a technical analysis to see whether we see the price point for Ethereum going forward from here, right? In a more of a market dynamic perspective. Just look at how people are psychologically thinking about this based on the psychological level that we see in the resistance. Also, I'm going to give you guys my price target for year in 2021 as well. So stay tuned, stick around, let's make some money. Alright, so moving on to technical analysis for Ethereum, you could see that with respect to the drop that we've had during this weekend on May 15th and May 16th, with that drop all the way down to the 1731 or around like the $1,750 level, which is a resistance level that we've tested historically. You can see that we've tested this multiple times here. So this was a really consolidated base with really substantive foundation that was formed historically, right? And ever since that, we had the really big green candle that pumped up all the way to that $2,400, $2,500 level, which is a secondary resistance level that would form, right? You could see that we've formed that multiple times, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6 times, right? So we formed that secondarily on a second resistance level. And then subsequent to that, we pumped up all the way to that $2,800 level at that one time on May 25th. May 25th was a Tuesday, so a couple days ago. And as you can see that the substantiveness of the 2,800 is relatively weak, knowing the fact that we have never really tested that historically, right? We had that like historically at around like the 2,750, which is more of a substantive consolidation level, which I've had. That's why we're kind of floating around these levels right now. But historically speaking, if you look backward from a long time ago, we had never really tested that, right? So we're kind of fluffing in the air at the moment right now, which is why we sold off here. But that sell-off was too dramatic because like that's the first resistance level that would form historically here at the $2,500, $2,400 level. We subsequently bounced back up, right? So now it's forming some sort of like a semi-substantive base at the moment, and we're kind of hovering away right now, right? Because we don't really have any major catalyst on the macroeconomic perspective, and also any like news media affectation that's affecting the Ethereum price point or with Bitcoin, right? You could see that's kind of hovering away right now with like kind of like a semi pump, but not really anything like too crazy like the way that we saw on Monday, which was up about 20% respectively, right? So right now, I think the next resistance level that we are at the resistance level right now is at the 2,750. So if I was you, I think the likelihood was like going down based on how the MACD and the RSI is set up right now. I think there is like a 50-50 chance that we will potentially go down, knowing the fact that we don't really have a strong base here. So if I was you, I would start maybe buying maybe 10% of my cash balance at this current level right now, because this is a fair substantive semi consolidation with form, right? We see that we formed out once, twice, 3 times, and I wouldn't even call this the 4th time. But the likelihood of us like going back down to more of a substantive consolidation level at the $2,400, $2,500 level, which is down here below, right? It's a little bit more substantive, right? If you could take a look at it here, right? You could see that we tested this multiple times, right? So you could see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, right? So you could see that the substantive consolidation at the $2,400 level is a little bit more, in terms of my appetite, in terms of the risk profile appetite, is a little bit better for me. So, but ultimately, you cannot really, determine based on timing, right? You can only determine based on human psychology. And I think based on the MACD, we are kind of peaking upward right now. So I do foresee some sort of like an upward trend going forward, and the upward trend will go all the way up, to the first level of resistance at $3,391, which is the confirmed consolidation that we've had one, two, three, 4 times historically because of this big leap up, right? But I actually foresee some sort of like a test somewhere around the $3,000 level first, because of the fact that the $3,000 is like a flat number that people psychologically just pick up as first resistance level. So I do foresee there's a 50% chance that we'll go all the way up to the $3,000 level first, right? And then we'll kind of test. However, you could see the consolidation is relatively weak, right? So we will go back down. So if I was you right now, I wouldn't mind buy at the $2,750 level, right? Just know that there's a 50% chance. I'll say more like a 60% chance that will go down to the $2,400. And if we go down, I would prefer the dollar cost average. But I wouldn't feel hurtful, or I wouldn't feel like it's a bad investment if you bought in at these levels right now, knowing the fact that we are forming a consolidation, and the consolidations is becoming substantive slowly, so which is showing that there's more market appetite around these levels here, which is a good sign, right? Because it means that Ethereum is slowly recovering, right? That the crash is at the bottom and now is forming more consolidation. And when you have more consolidation, means that there's less selling pressure with less buying pressure at the same time. But because of the fact that we're staying stable and people are not selling, it means that they're holding on. It means that they are long-term investors. And that's ultimately what you want, right? You want more long-term investors in the pool of investors. You don't want people that going swing left and right all the time and just pump and dump, right? Because I don't have time for that. And you're not gambling either. If you want to think about this as a long-term investment perspective, again, right, the $2,750 level is a first level to buy. $2,400 level is a secondary resistance level to have formed historically that you should buy. And then if we fall back even more because of some crazy news or some exogenous negative affectation across the publication system, we will potentially go back all the way down to, again, right, the $2,100 level, the flat $2,000 level again, right? That's I would give that more like a 20% or 15% likelihood that will go there, because of the fact that, again, right, the MACD is already curving up, and also on with respect to RSI is already so oversold right now. We are submerged deeply in the water, but slowly peaking our submarine up a little bit now. And also with respect to the crash, like, are we going to be going down to like 1750? I would give that like a 5% likelihood in the near term. I don't foresee us going there, because if for us to go there, that will just completely destroy this chart in all logical perspective. And trends have to make sense, right? Knowing the fact that we're trending up, we're already submerged in the water. For us to go down even more, it would just be, like, in a technical perspective, not logical and wouldn't be probable at all. That it would just completely deter the market dynamics, and it will basically create a black swan event. But I don't foresee any major black swan events, right, going forward, right? But that's something you have to look out for, because you are investing ultimately, and investing is not 100% certain. We have to know that it's not 100% certain all the time. Just so you just have to take that into consideration, and further dollar cost average from there based on the level of resistance that we talked about today. Right, so just to quickly go over the numbers again on the chart, right? I think based on the newly formed consolidation platform that we have right now at the $2,750 level, which is great news for us, knowing the fact that we have more long-term investor in the pool right now based on the supply and demand dynamics that we see. $2,750 would be a fair price for you to get in. But again, right, don't put all your chips on the table. Maybe slowly chip in, maybe 5% of your cash or 10% of your cash, knowing the fact that there's a probability of like 60% that will go down to the $2,400 level, which is a more substantive consolidation platform that we've formed historically, right? And if we go there, I'll definitely buy more, knowing the fact that we are more of a reversal right now based on how the MACD and the RSI chart is set up. However, if there's more like a black swan event, right, things can happen in the market, right? That we get down to like the $2,000 level, or like low 2000, or even go down even further, like to the 1850 or the 1750. God bless you. Load up. I would totally load up like it's no tomorrow. I probably sell my stocks in Tesla, load up, because that will be a very very stretch level, in terms of logical perspective, in terms of supply and demand dynamic perspective. That's just and the V-shaped recovery from there will be massive, because it just completely go against all logics, and whenever it goes against logics of physics or anything scientific, it just have to be corrected itself immediately to bounce back to a normal cadence, right? Because of the high intensive inertia that it builds up from that, being submerged under the water, right? That $2,000 would be a great price for you to get in, or anything below that. Again, with respect to the 12-month target, $5,000, generating at 82% of an upside. You're buying at the $2,750 level. I personally would buy at the $2,400 level. I actually bought a relatively large position already. But if you want to buy it or start getting some skin in the game, 2,750 is not bad. And this will subsequently generate 2 times your money from there, or 1.8 times your money from there. All right, so that's it for today with respect to my technical analysis on Ethereum. Hopefully, you guys get more insights and some more clarity with respect to my, current consolidation platform play that we see in front of us right now. Again, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, also the bell notification, and watch out for my next video coming up. Take care.